this entire culture about कि आप permission लीजिए, आप बहुत पता है कितने महीने पहले आप permission मांगिए, फिर वो reject करे, फिर आप कोर्ट जाइए, क्यों permission मांगे?
GenZ, congratulations, you've officially cemented your status as the most gullible, easily manipulated generation in the modern history. You look at an Instagram page with 20 million followers, an AI-generated cockroach in a tuxedo, and you actually think you are part of an independent grassroots revolution with the Cockroach Janta Party. Let me burst that bubble of delusion right now. You are nothing more than a free digital IT cell for the Aam Aadmi Party, the RJD, and YouTube propagandists. There is absolutely nothing neutral about the CJP. Let's stop the reels and talk real facts, right? Let's talk about their money and their backing. How does a supposedly unemployed and lazy group of internet kids suddenly afford high-level PR campaigns? How does their founder, Abhijit Dipke, afford international flights from Boston to Delhi just to lead a protest? Most importantly, how do they get access to the most exclusive political venues in the country? Take their very first official press conference. Where did it happen? The Constitution Club of India. Do you know who gets to book the rooms there? Members of the parliament. And do you know who officially requested and secured that the room for this so-called neutral party? Manoj Jha, a Rajya Sabha MP from the RJD. Yes, the Rashtriya Janata Dal. The same political establishment they claim to be rebelling against is literally handing them the mic, paying for the stage and pulling the strings. Neutral? Please, it's a proxy war and you are their pawns. Now let's look at the actual faces running this circus. They appointed 3 official spokespersons to lead this youth rebellion. Let's break down this absolute joke of a lineup. You have 3 people whose overarching political identity aligns perfectly with the supporting Umar Khalid. One of them is literally a scriptwriter for Dhruv Rathee. Yes, the guy feeding you this independent Gen Z movement is the same exact guy writing YouTube scripts for the opposition's favorite digital mouthpiece. And the third guy, he just exists. He placed there just to make their resume look heavy and legitimate. This is not a student union. It's an opposition WhatsApp group that got a cool logo. Abhijit Dipke himself used to work for the Aam Aadmi Party. You are doing the dirty work. But let's be fair. Let's actually look at the issues they are raising. Let's tear apart the so-called manifesto point by point, because it is the most blatantly copy-pasted propaganda disguised as Gen Z demand I have ever seen. First point, demanding the immediate resignation of the Education Minister of India, Dharmendra Pradhan, over the NEET and CBSE paper leaks. Let's get one thing straight. Paper leaks are a systematic rot that destroys students' life, and the anger over NEET is 100% justified. But do you really think firing one central minister magically fixes an administrative mafia that has existed for decades? More importantly, where was this massive digital outrage from the CJP when the state level exams were leaking in Rajasthan, Bengal, or the other opposition ruled states? There was absolute silence, because they don't actually care about your exams or your future. They are weaponizing your genuine trauma and anxiety over need to execute a targeted political hit job for their bosses. Second point, the absolute independence of the judiciary and banning post-retirement political rewards for judges. This is absolutely hilarious. This entire party was literally born out of taking a Supreme Court Chief Justice quote about cockroaches completely out of context. Now they want to lecture the country on judicial integrity. This point wasn't drafted by angry college students. It was drafted by Dhruv Rathee, scriptwriter, to undermine the Supreme Court because the judiciary doesn't always rule in the favor of Aam Aadmi Party and their allies. It's a calculated attempt to delegitimize the courts, dressed up as a meme. Third point, demanding accountability for voter deletion process. Are you kidding me? What on earth does this have to do with unemployed youth, paper leaks, or student rights? I'll tell you what it is. This is the standard opposition toolkit crying EVM tampering and voter fraud repackaged for Instagram. They are planting the seed of electoral doubt in your heads right now. Why? So that when their political daddies lose the next election, they have an army of angry, brainwashed kids ready to scream that the system was rigged. And if you still don't believe that this is a completely manufactured, pre-planned drama, let's talk about today, June 6th, and the massive protest at Jantar Mantar. They are playing you. and the script was leaked days ago. I want you to look at this image. This is a screenshot of a post by Ajit Bharti from June 3rd, literally predicting step by step what the CJP toolkit is planning to execute on 6th of June. Let me read their exact playbook to you, point by point, because it is embarrassing how predictable they are. Step 1, they'll attempt a sit-in at Jantar Mantar. Step 2, they get stopped by the police by claiming they don't have permission, or even if they get permission, they'll move to places where they don't have permission, or they'll be a part of action, be part of some sort of actions that harm the peace in that region. Step 3, they'll initiate a scuffle with the police and immediately start screaming about the violation of constitutional rights. Step 4, they'll flood the social media with manufactured narrative that we don't even have the right to protest in this country. Step 5, some of these cockroaches will deliberately get themselves detained. Sonam Wangchuk will either be dragged by the cops, or he will literally drag himself on the ground just for the camera coverage. Step 6, they'll upload highly edited victim playing videos showing how brutally they are supposedly being treated by the Delhi police. Step 7, they'll get foreign media to cover it with the headline that the Modi threw Gen Z and the youth into jail. And finally, Step 8, heavy abuses on Twitter, blind praise on Instagram, and endless content for opposition YouTubers to monetize. This is the blueprint. This is not a spontaneous surprising of angry students. This is a meticulously planned PR stunt. They brought in Abhijit Dipke from all the way from Boston. They got Sonam Wangchuk for the optics. They told you to bring the flowers for the cops to look like Gandhi. And the whole time, they are just acting out a script to give foreign media and Dhruv Rathee their next video topic. This is not a rebellion. This is called slacktivism, engineered by a 30-year-old PR strategist who is not even a Gen Z, by the way, who used to run meme campaigns funded and facilitated by the RJD, AAP and RJD Party, and narrated by people who support Umar Khalid. You are being manipulated by politicians hiding behind an AI-generated insect. You are not sticking it to the establishment. You are working for the establishment for free. And the worst part is, they are sitting in the Constitution Club looking at your likes, your shares, and your participation, and they are laughing at your absolute stupidity. Wake up, Gen Z. Stop being proud of being lazy and chronically online. Stop letting political strategies wrap their party agendas in a layer of irony and feed it to you like candy. Start looking at who is holding the leash. If you want to fight for your future, go read a book, understand the law, and organize real independent student unions. Stop being an unpaid extra in their political movie. If this video stung good, it was supposed to. Hit subscribe, share this with every single person who followed that ridiculous Instagram page, and drop your thoughts and comments. Let's see how many of you can handle the actual truth. I'll see you in the next one.